Aloha mai kako, a komo mai to curtain call, a weekly program of reviews, previews, interviews, and features of and with the great art and artists on Maui and beyond. I'm Paul James Brown. Before I begin, I have some wonderful news. Ike, a group exhibition on perspective at the Huinoiao Visual Arts Center in Makawao at 2841 Baldwin Avenue, has been extended to July 22nd. The exhibit is a marvelous exploration of the universal nature of art as a vessel of ideas, interpretation, and feeling. It is open Tuesday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mark your calendars and don't miss it. I have to apologize. The photos for William Shakespeare's long-lost first play, Abridged, had a major snafu, and so there are very few images for this performance. I apologize for that. Maui OnStage is presenting William Shakespeare's long-lost first play, Abridged, by Reed Martin and Austin Titchener, directed by Kristi Scott. In this play, the real performers, Daniel Vicars, Rocco, Dahl, and Isadora break the fourth wall. Most of the 46 characters they become do as well, and then they disappear into a scene. They recruit audience members to assist on special effects. The audience in the first row is armed with squirt guns, and the quick changes expedited by Barbara Sodano, Virginia Sandell, Bob Offerman, and Andrea Finkelstein are like flash photos. Anachronisms are as prevalent as rainbows on Maui. You'll hear your favorite lines from Shakespeare intoned in an entirely unique context, and it's all in good fun. The conceit is the long-lost first play written by the 17-year-old pre-bard of Avon has been discovered buried in a parking lot in Leicester, England, beside some unimportant bones. The play, brought on in a little red wagon, is over 1,000 pages long, contains 1,639 characters, and takes 100 hours to perform. Obviously, it needs to be edited. The abridged version focuses on the rivalry between Puck, Rocco Dahl, from A Midsummer Night's Dream, and Ariel, Isadora the spirit from The Tempest, which causes a cacophony of chaos, where Lady Macbeth, Mr. Dahl, pursues and is spurned by Hamlet, Mr. Vicars. Cleopatra, Mr. Vicars, having been enchanted by Puck, sees bottom, Mr. Dahl, and falls madly in love with him per Puck's directions. The Three Witches, wherein Mr. Vicars' witch looks like a Muppet, thanks to the puppet wizardry of Steffi Garrett, disappoint their father, King Lear, Mr. Dahl, and Dromio, Ms. Drew, from Comedy of Errors, flees from Juliet, Mr. Vicars, a case of a misplaced letter D. The characters we all know and their words are turned upside down and inside out by this extraordinary team of talented thespians. The script is 121 pages, and the mastery this triumphant trio presents is beyond virtuosic. How they kept track of who they were would confound a soothsayer. Their transformations were not only costume changes, but physical and vocal creations as well. The genders aren't just bent, they're obliterated. When Ariel enters as Ariel in The Little Mermaid, it is an ongoing misunderstanding with names that continues uproariously throughout the show. This confusion gives Ms. Drew the opportunity to list the Disney creations inspired by Shakespeare, a funny and thought-provoking moment. When she realizes who she is, it reignites the legendary rivalry with Puck. The moment Caliban, Ms. Drew, appears as a member of the Taliban due to a misunderstanding is priceless. Petruchio, Mr. Dahl, is characterized as if he were Pinocchio before he became a real boy. The program lists the characters in order of appearance, but it would have been so nice to have listed which actor played which part. It was impossible to get them all. Mr. Dahl, who will be off to UH Manoa next year after 9 years of excellent work with Theater Maui and Maui OnStage, intends to transfer to New York in his junior year, and I fully expect to see him on Broadway. His Puck holds this show together like superglue. His delivery is clear and commanding. His tete-a-tete with Ariel sets the scenes perfectly. As Puck, he can freeze a character and decide what they should be or could be doing. Then he would join the audience to watch the results. His marionette take on Petruchio, misunderstood as Pinocchio, was gut-splitting, and his pursuit of Mr. Vicars' Hamlet as Lady Macbeth provided some shining moments for both actors. Ms. Drew's Ariel, the mermaid, she enters like a fish out of water, and then when the revelation comes as to which Ariel she is, she goes toe-to-toe with Mr. Dahl's Puck, matching magic, competing to the end. Her Ariel is clever, conniving, and constant. As Dromio, she flees from Juliet as if the house were on fire. Her Caliban was unforgettably crazy. Mr. Vicars was a spaced-out Hamlet, a brilliant Richard II and III, a hilarious Muppet-esque witch, coquettish as Juliet. One of my favorites of his was the mashup of Malvolio from Twelfth Night and Iago from Othello, and of course, as the Bard of Avon, he captured his eloquence and elegance. Something has to be said about all three actors' portrayal of the witches, also known as the Weird Sisters, from Macbeth. This scene was done much as it is done in the play, but the addition of Mr. Vicars' Muppet transformed the scene into a funny farce. They were clearly all having a great time. Kristi Scott not only had the vision, but she also understood how best to realize it. This show isn't so much directed as conducted. It's more like a symphony. With so many moving parts, one needs a plethora of tools to make it work, and Ms. Scott is the master of multitasking and complex organization. She didn't only direct the show, but she was the technical director, overseeing all aspects of the intricate tech in this show. Sarah Loney did the costume design, and she was assisted by Kathleen Schulz, Lily Campbell, and Aaron Mark. She successfully created appropriate outfits for the myriad of characters and ones that could be changed in an instant. What a job. Bravissima. David Nagar gets big praise for the set design, and Morgan Whitmer as lead painter, along with Sally Smith and Jennifer Casper, help him to realize his ideas, giving the actors a photogenic facsimile of the old globe to play on. I love the silly posters, the taming of the shoes, and Much Ado About Muffins, as well as the Hamlet and Two Gentlemen of Lebowski street signs. They added to the overall fun this show represented. The lighting design by Vince Pinelli had crucial moments and precise timing, as did the sound design by Dawn Harper. Both elements not only added to the overall effectiveness of the performances, but they were essential to the success of the show. There were a ton of props, and Carol Walker gets the credit for their design. Outstanding work as always from Ms. Walker. Finally, the most important element in the show was all backstage. The team of Barbara Sedano, Virginia Sandell, Bob Offerman, and Andrea Finkelstein were responsible for dressing the instant character changes. I would love to have the view of that action a la Noises Off. Big applause for them. William Shakespeare's long-lost first play, Abridged, continues Fridays and Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. and Sundays at 3 p.m. Go to www.MauiOnStage.com for tickets and information. It's a marvelous 90 minutes performed by a trio of consummate comics. Don't miss it. Well, that's Curtain Call for this week. Mahalo nui loa for joining me. I'm Paul James Brown. Maui strong. Ahui ho.